Developers, imagine this, your application is live. Suddenly, business says, we need React UI, we need mobile app, we need background jobs, we need bulk uploads, we need cloud migrations. What you do? You open your code, right? First. After that, what you do? You see your architectures. So when you do this, controllers are huge, business logic everywhere, entity framework core mixed with UI logic. If you want to change one small change, the entire application breaks. This is not a coding problem. This is an architecture problem. So in this video, I will teach you one of the most industry people use architecture, that is nothing but clean architecture. What is that? Clean architecture. Okay. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what clean architecture really is, why companies strict follow it, how to design enterprise level projects, exactly Visual Studio 2026 folder, how we can create the project and project structure through our Visual Studio we will create. Okay. How React API DB background services fit together. Okay. Listen carefully. This is not a tutorial code. This is a real company thinking. So as a tech leads, as a enterprise level leads, so you should think how your project will be designed with the help of clean architectures. So generally, typical beginners how they think is, so React controllers entity framework core SQL. You can see on the screen also the way they will think. Okay. Here, if you observe right, controllers has validations, controllers has business rules, controllers talk directly to DB, no separations, no boundaries, right? So problem with this is hard to test, hard to change DB, hard to scale, hard to survey big futures. Small projects survey like this. The enterprise projects die like this. Remember that. Okay. So for this, what we are going to use clean architecture. Okay. Listen carefully. Clean architecture is a way of organizing code so that business rules are protected from change. Okay. Listen again. Clean architecture is a way of organizing the code so that business rules are protected from when change. If any change will come, it will change. So key rule we have to remember is framework should serve your business, not control your business. Remember that. Okay. So core idea how it can be is you can see on the screen. UI can change, database can change, framework can change, but business rule must not change. This is the heart of the clean architecture. So how the clean architecture, if they ask what you have to change, UI can change, database can change, framework can change, business rule must be same, must be same. Okay, remember this. Now clean architectures layers, there are core layers. Okay, one is presentation, application, domain, infrastructure. Presentation is layer is what our React. Application layer is what use cases, whatever it is. Domain is what for business rules. Infrastructure is what for DB, emails, file, APIs. Okay. So dependency rule most important is outer layer, inner layer to never outer layer. You remember this. Outer layer can come to inner layer, but inner layer never goes to outer layer. Okay. Domain should not know React. Domain layer should not know React. Domain should not know SQL. Domain should not know ASP.NET. So domain knows only business. Okay, remember this. Okay. Now, why companies use clean architectures? Very important. Real company problems, multiple teams. Long term projects, it is like 10 to 15 years or 5 to 10 years. Future changes, technology upgrades. Clean architecture solves this: easy maintenance, easy testing, easy scaling, easy onboarding, easy refactoring. Okay? Clean architecture solve these all problems. Companies don't pay for futures, they pay for stability. Okay? Remember this. Now, enterprise project structures, how we can do is we will create here. So, I will show in the Visual Studio, be ready for that. Okay. So now we are in Visual Studio. What we are going to create is, as I said, clean architecture should have domain, application, infrastructure. So UI, worker services, whatever it is, you have everything should be a separate. Okay. Each project has one responsibility. Remember always that. No mixing, no shortcuts. Okay. So now I am going to create this, add new project. Okay. Select a class library. Okay. Here C sharp Windows. My system is Windows. C sharp class library .NET. So here what I am going to create is project name, right? So first one is domain. Okay. Or you can give full name. What is that? Clean. Sorry. Clean architecture dot domain. Clean architecture dot domain. Create. Okay. So it is created. What is this responsibility? Only domain related. Only domain related. Okay. First we will see what is this. This is heart of the application. Remember that any application, domain is the heart of the application. Okay. Domain contains entities, business rules, interfaces. Okay. So domain does not contain entity framework core, controllers, SQL, React. So if database disappears, domain should still work. Okay, remember that. Okay, now we will create a application layer. Okay, save. Okay, so just what I'm going to do is rename this. Okay, add new, select as a class library. Okay, here what is that? Application. Okay, okay. Now what is this responsibility? Okay, application is layer is the brain. Okay, this response, say, it is the heart, it is the brain. Okay? Remember this. So application layer is the brain, what we said. What are the responsibility of application? Use cases, business workflows, validations, orchestrations. Example thinking, like, how should you upload happen? What is the process? How comes first? Okay, application layer knows what to do, not how DB stores it. Okay, remember this. Now I am going to create infrastructure layer. Okay, see how it is separating each thing. So class library. Next, so what I am going to do? So infra infrastructure. So I'm taking this only, like, okay. So infrastructure is the external world. Okay, infrastructure is the external world. It contains what? Entity framework core, SQL server, wrapper, file storage, email, external APIs, like that. So infrastructure implements interfaces. It never owns business logic. Business logic. Okay. Remember that. Now the React is a separate, because that is the React project, right? I'm not showing here. It is one. So how it will look is React UI, from React UI to Web API controller. from controller to application services. Okay, from application to domain rules to infrastructure. Okay, so controller is thin, no business logic, only HTTP handling. Okay, whatever here controller is there, right? It has only HTTP handling. Fat controller equal to bad architectures. Remember this word. Fat controller equal to bad architectures. Okay. Now suppose if any file bulk uploads and all worker services we need to add, right? That also we will add a separate worker services. So here you search with worker worker services, C sharp, this one. So this should have separate. User should never wait. Bulk uploads, I will add one worker service. Okay, just worker service. See. So this is a separate worker service, C sharp. Okay, worker service. What is worker service? It is a background service which runs continuously. Which runs continuously. Okay. So for file uploads should run in the background and all, right. This worker services is very useful. That okay. Reports, it can handle bulk uploads, reports, emails, data sync, those things and all. Okay. So now, if you see for testing and long-term survival, clean architecture allows you unit testing without a DB, mock infrastructure, confident refactoring. Okay? So if your architecture fall allows testing, your project will survey. Okay. So clean architecture is not a folders. Remember that. So if you see right here, clean architecture is anything here folders. No, it is not a trend. It is not over engineering. Lean architecture is a discipline. If you think like this, you are no longer a beginner. You are an enterprise engineer. Okay. If you want to part two with live coding, React, ASP.NET Core, background jobs and all, comment, clean, like, subscribe. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you.